welcome back to the Two Alphas Talk. Tonight, we have a live guest, and she's a representative of the Right to Bear Arms Legal Protection Fund. And we will talk to her, and we also have some goodies for you when we come back.
All right, we're back, guys. First thing we're gonna do is thank our sponsors who does this show, the Saber Team Tactical. Before I do that, we are on Twitch live. We're on Kick live. We're still on Kick, Al. Believe it or not, and we're also on YouTube and we're on the Mighty Rumble. Thank you, everybody who supports us on Rumble. We really support the fan base out there on Rumble, and so let's thank our sponsors and the one that keeps this show running, and that is Saber Team Tactical / Alfonso.
AC.
And Al. And go to saberteamtactical.com. We got all the socials right there on the first page, but we also go to that the beautiful page of tab called Classes and go from there. There you go, Al.
And our bailiwick, the one we stay alive on, is our private one-on-one classes. We get you together as we talk about on a regular basis. We do an assessment. We see where you are as a shooter, and then we progress from there. So if you're an intermediate shooter and we make that a judgment of it, then we'll keep going. If you can't pass the assessment, and people have asked me about that. An assessment is something that we put together. It requires accuracy as well as manipulation of the firearm. So we're not just looking at somebody to come out and they can put 5 rounds in the size of an inch from 3 feet away. You're not doing that. We have a standard. We're looking at how you control the firearm, and then we go from there. Those are the basic principles of marksmanship that we're looking for. The next thing is our basic firearms training, and any of these titles that you see here, we can perform and we can put them on for any group from 3 people all the way to 5. We try to keep it below 10 because with one instructor we need a span of control. So 10 is really we're bringing a secondary instructor. So anything that you see here, let me scroll down a little bit. We can do that. We have a class coming up on the 28th of October, and that's Stop the Bleed Medical and Rifle Battle Class. That is a really good class. It will give you insight on how to triage injuries, so that not necessarily everything is a gunshot wound. Sometimes it may be somebody has fallen down, hit their head, maybe they're going into shock, something of that nature. You'll be able to discover that and provide the necessary treatment until an advanced treatment gets there, such as EMS. It's very good class. And not only that, I think you said you're popping smoke on that one.
Yeah, we're going to pop smoke on that class. Yeah, sure am.
That's a lot of fun, too. If you've never done that, it's really exciting, in the first time. And then after a while, you get to it, you see the actual uses of it, the benefits of smoke. And you also get a little bit of moving in that class, which will lead to November 18th, and that's the last class of the year. It's only 6 people, and you have to be at least an intermediate, meaning that if your firearm, your rifle, your pistol should incur a malfunction, you can fix it without help. That you should be able to place rounds on target without having coaching, somebody saying, okay, squeeze the trigger, do this, find the sights. None of that's going to be done. And this class is about the movement and your gear, if it works under stress, and it will be stressed.
Yeah, and so I stress for this class right here, we only take 6 people for this class. Like, you cannot be a beginner. So it's got to be intermediate to advanced, because there's some tactics that I use in real life in this class. So you have to be on par to be with this class. And that's where the assessment comes in with Al. And it's just basically he just seeing if you handle your firearm in a safe manner. And because it's a lot of instruction, a lot of movement, you're going to learn how to move and fight as an individual, 2 people, and a 6-man recon team. And click on the sign up, and you can see what everything is going to cover. We're going to cover all that stuff in an 8-hour period. This used to be a 2-day class, but I condensed it down to 1, and we're going to do a lot of shooting. So, but our biggest thing right here is, go ahead, Al.
Meet and greet coming up, and that's going to be October 15th. We will be out at South River Gun Club. If you've never been out there, this is a great opportunity for you to come out and experience a really state-of-the-art location. Outdoors, we're going to set up scenarios. We'll have and drills, scenarios and drills, and they're 2 different things. If you don't know the difference, you can reach out to us and we'll explain that to you. But yeah, we're going to have a great time. You'll get to understand how we proceed and process firearm skills as well as self-defense. And when you come out there, you can see it, and maybe you want to come back and take a class in the future.
Right. And Pro 2A Tactical is going to be out there with us too. And they're going to bring some of their firearms and ammunition. So you'll be able to test fire some of their gear. And if you want to do some purchasing with them, they are a legal FFL firearm manufacturer that's here in the state of Georgia, that's in Alpharetta. And you're more than welcome to play with this stuff. Ask many questions you can. They build from the ground up. And
they really build and assemble.
Yeah, and assemble. And the prices are very compatible to Palmetto, so they got some good prices in all calibers. And the final is the Laser Engraving Company. I have a laser engraving company. You can look at the video. We do patches. We do plaques, dog tags. We can even do customize your magazines. We do other novelty items. If you got any questions with that, hit me up, saberteamtactical@gmail.com, and ask plenty of questions as you can. And with that, let's get into the show with our special guest, Lana, with the Right to Bear Arms Legal Protection. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you both.
All right. So tell us about what is Right to Bear Arms Legal Protection? What is it?
It is a legal defense program that helps the average everyday citizen, to law enforcement, to church safety teams, combat the legal system. Because as well as I do, if as an instructor, I've been an instructor for almost 30 years myself, and it was more to me than to teach my students to get my groupings at $half size at 7 yards, to teach them the laws of where to carry, where not to carry, but also to teach them the full 360. I wanted to be able to give my student the option to say, you know what, I am a responsible gun owner. I know how to defend myself, and I know the repercussions that happen after I've had to use force. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want my students to walk out into the world and say, I don't know what I do now that I've used some type of a weapon to stop the threat. So Right to Bear is the all-inclusive. There are programs out there, and I'm so grateful for them. Those programs have been around, and what's so nice about Right to Bear is it took all the programs and made one really good program. What was fantastic about it is that it's not insurance, so it's an association. So you're not having to go through red tape. If you have ever dealt with an insurance company, you know how they want your firstborn child. I mean, you're going to have to go through a claim. You don't have to do that with Right to Bear. Right to Bear, you have an attorney 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We hold your hand through the entire process. And the coverage is so amazing. You were just talking about Palmetto State Armory, and of course they endorse us 1,000%. And that's why it's so important that people have some type of protection that covers them. Police officers have the FOP, the Fraternal Order. They have the PBA, the Police Protection Association. That covers them, if they have to use force And if they're sued, both criminally and civilly.
Right.
Well, what about the average everyday citizen? So Right to Bear does that for anyone. So it doesn't matter if you are 7 years old or you are 97 years old. Everybody needs Right to Bear. We cover you in the event that you have to use a weapon to stop the threat. And I say that very loosely because it could take anything, right? I know as an instructor that my gun is my last resort. My gun is when I have no other option.
Right.
I don't even remove it from my holster unless I intend to use it. And I pray every day that I don't have to. So if I can avoid a situation, if I can stop the threat with using my hands, a cell phone, whatever, I know that Right to Bear will have my back no matter what. So you've listed all of the coverages right here, and that's what I would like to go over because it's so important.
Sure.
The unlimited attorney fees, both criminally and civilly, including all appeals. 98% of all self-defense cases end in a plea deal.
Wow.
98%.
That's
So
huge.
that is huge. It's ridiculously huge because people don't want to have to spend how much money for their attorney when if they're facing 20 years but 6 months probation, they get to go home. Sounds a whole lot better. You just took that plea deal. And so we tell our clients, it's between you and your attorney. Whatever you guys decide, but we will fight till the end. Whatever you need us to do, we pay those attorney fees. What's nice is you can use our attorneys or you can hire your own. I had a student just today said, I'm going to use Johnny Cochran. And I said, well,
Johnny Cochran's dead.
I would love for you to use Johnny Cochran, but I don't think he is alive anymore. And they were just like, really? And I was like, okay, this is how much, So we cover the attorney fees. We just have to vet them to make sure that they've had so many trials under them, that they're strong 2A attorneys in the criminal defense field. So we would have to vet them.
I would rather use you guys as attorneys. That's my personal preference because you guys are experienced with this. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're amazing. I'll get into some of our attorneys if we have time.
Oh, you with my time.
24/7, 365 access to the attorney answered hotline. That is probably the most crucial thing. And that is because you're speaking to an attorney immediately. It's privileged. So it is not admissible in court. So everything you say to the attorneys on that phone call is not admissible. I tell my students, you need to invoke your rights. You don't talk to law enforcement. You wait for your attorney. It is that important. Police officers, they know what to do. They get the 3 days administrative leave right after any type of incident. Because of that, that's because the FBI came out with that training that said, after a life-changing incident, you're not all up here. You get tunnel vision and auditory exclusion and all kinds of things happen to you physically. This is not the time where you have to issue a statement. You need to not speak. You need to wait for your attorney to do all your talking for you. I love that they have the psychological support. That is so important because we're not criminals. The everyday citizen out there that's learning and taking care of their families would be devastated if they had to hurt someone to stop the threat. You
Absolutely.
need to have, a pastor, a best friend. You need to do something. So we would offer the psychological support. Then they have expert witness. Now, all of this I'm talking about is in their core coverage. So these are not add-ons. This is what comes with your Right to Bear membership. So you get all of this. Expert witness costs. I mean, goodness, we saw what Kyle Rittenhouse had to pay for his expert witnesses. Unreal. The guy that goes up on the stand and goes, yes, that's an AR-15. I mean, How much did he get paid?
Yeah,
Right.
everybody gets paid. It shows up.
That's
Right.
right. You know,
Hold on a minute. When we all you guys got questions and stuff, please put them in the chat, and we're gonna ask them after she goes through everything. Okay, so just hold all your questions or put them in the chat, and we'll answer them. So we're not forgetting about you guys. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry about that, Lana.
No, you're good. Al, you had a great statement just now. You said everyone pays to be there.
Mhm.
And I thought about it the other day. In court, if you look at a courtroom, who is the only person that pays to be there?
The defendant.
The defendant.
Mhm.
Who pays the judge? Who
Yeah.
pays
city,
the
the state.
attorneys,
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
prosecutors? Right? I mean, the only person that pays to sit in that chair is the defendant.
Mhm.
You better have the best.
And
in
on average,
court.
it's $10,000 a trial. On average, and that's
Oh,
low.
yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is. It's you'll wipe everything out, and you think about, well, what if I only work at McDonald's and I only get paid so much?
Right.
No, guess what? You can't file bankruptcy on attorney fees. You don't want a public defender.
Mhm.
You want someone who really knows and wins your case. So
Right.
that's important. We cover all weapons of opportunity. So this is why it doesn't matter if you're 7 or you're 97. If you had to stop the threat by using any type of weapon, you're going to be put into the legal system. I don't care even if you had to punch somebody to stop that threat. They fall down, hit their head on the concrete. Their family has to feed them now with a spoon for the rest of their life.
Mm.
You're going to face a civil lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
This is the world we live in. This is why Morgan & Morgan is in business.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way it is. So we cover all weapons. So I love that, because some people say, well, I don't want to carry a firearm. Well, you don't have to. What if it's a college kid and they have pepper spray, tasers, cat ears? There's so many ways you can defend yourself, tactical pens. Then you're good. So we cover all weapons of opportunity. Gun replacement. If you're to use a firearm to stop the threat, the cops take that gun, it goes into evidence, it stays there through your whole court process, and then maybe and some. And when that happens, we don't want to leave our members defenseless. Your gun was taken away from you because it's in evidence, not because you were convicted. So we give our member back a gun in a box, meaning don't use a family heirloom. Use a gun you can replace tomorrow. So your EDC, what you can just go buy again tomorrow, you want to make sure it's a gun like that. So, but we do gun replacement immediately for our members.
Can I say something on that? And that goes for you guys with these Gucci guns. If the gun, I'm talking about Gucci guns. If you guys run around with gold barrels and you bought a Glock for $350 and you spent an extra $400 or $500 into it, that is not the gun to be carrying.
And correct, you're absolutely right. The thing is you've got the fancy sights and the Cerakoting, and I married a gunsmith. I mean, he sets up my guns the way I want them done, and
So you're lucky.
I won't get that gun. I'll get my Glock 43X in the box, right? So they'll hand that right back to me.
Right.
So then, of course, accidental discharge, that's the technical term. As an instructor, that's called a negligent discharge.
Mm-hmm.
And we just actually had a case not too long ago where it was a police officer and cleaning his gun. And I hate it that it happened to him, but through the wall into the other apartment. And he ran over there. He's knocking on the door and nobody's answering the door. And come to find out, when the police got there and they broke the door down to get into the apartment, luckily, praise God, they were on vacation. They were out of town, so we're good there. But he was still charged with a negligent discharge.
Right.
Yeah.
It was within city limits. It's what happens. So it can happen to any one of us, even on the range. So accidental discharge is important. And of course, self-defense training videos. I mean, our videos are good, but you know what I love to do is I tell all my students, I did not learn how to drive a car by watching a video.
Right.
I got out there and I drove my car. And so I want you guys to train, train, train. Your listeners, the viewers that are watching this show, please take the classes that Saber. I mean, you have got to take these classes. It's only going to make you better. It's going to help you. And that's what you want. So
Yep.
it's important. That's the core coverage. That's what we cover as a member of Right to Bear. So we have the 3 add-ons, only 3. And the reason why we do that is because not everybody travels for the multi-state coverage. Not everybody needs bail bond, especially if you own a car, you own a house, you own a boat. You can probably have enough assets to bail yourself out. However, if you don't have that, you definitely need our bail bond protection. Because in Georgia, you have to go through your bond hearing before you get to your immunity hearing. It's important to understand you'll be sitting there for a while to get that. So the bail bond coverage and then the minor child coverage.
I'm gonna bring that up on the other page here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, is that it? Yeah, that's it right there.
Yep. So it's really important. So here are the add-ons right there. And it is really, really important that people have the add-ons if they need them. Now, the multi-state, I live in an area where I am literally 20 minutes from one border and 20 minutes from another border. So I have to have the multi-state coverage because I go everywhere. So I just keep mine on all year. Bail bond, I also cover that. I mean, I'm a grandma, so I have no extra money laying around. So I need bail bond coverage for that, but I don't have minor children. So I don't need the minor child coverage. So that's why those are the considered add-ons.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Got a couple guys asking some questions in here.
I love to answer them.
Clear this. All right, we're gonna thank some of the guys for watching the show. Strap House Customs, what's going on? Coach, how you doing? Glad you watching the show. And Omar, thank you for stopping by. So Strap House had a question. Right to Bear Arms, do they help with the 2A related charges, non-shooting related charges? And that was, you was talking about the ND. So I don't know what other aggravated assault.
Yes, absolutely. If it's a charge, right? So if it's a charge, there's so many different things that could happen to somebody if they have to use a weapon to stop the threat or something happens, then you absolutely have to have an attorney present. You have to be able to do that. So we would cover that 100%. Anything that has to do with self-defense, we would cover.
Now, speaking, I'm gonna add on to that what he had there. What if the person's found guilty? You guys still pay for that? Because I know some of those companies, if you're found guilty, you got to reimburse them for all that legal fees and stuff.
That's the scariest part. I'm so glad you brought that up. So some of these that you look at, if you lose, you have to pay back all they have the right to recoup is what it's called. So they have the right to recoup their attorney fees. Oh my gosh. Wow. So now I've lost. Now I have to pay back my attorney fees. You don't have to with us. Okay. So not at all.
Okay. So if I was to get the insurance today, get involved in the incident tomorrow, I'm covered.
You're covered. And you know what? Your card will probably not be processed because it's 24 to 48 hours. So
I need to wait 24 to 48 hours before something happens.
No, you don't have to do that. Once you have signed in, you're good to go.
Once you got your member's number.
You got your member's number, you're good to go. If you hand your application to somebody that works for Right to Bear, we have it in our possession, you're covered.
Wow. All right. That's good.
702 asks, what do you ask? Oh, what about
crime scene cleanup, like the aftermath? So blood in the house or somebody's house
You know,
being tore up?
that's a fantastic question, and I love to answer that one. That's already included in your homeowner's insurance, and it's also already in renter's insurance. So if you look at your actual insurance for your policy for your home
Mhm.
or your renter's insurance, it's already in there. So
Okay.
I like to call that stuff fluff, because when
Okay.
people say, "Do you guys do crime scene cleanup?" I'm like, "Service masters, that would be considered your homeowners. They cover that.
Mhm.
You don't have to pay for that, because that's going to
Okay.
be something that covers in your homeowners."
And 702 had another question. Is the bond paid up front or reimbursement?
We pay upfront because we got to get you out. So
Right.
depending on what the bond was set at. So
Mhm.
this is why we're at $100,000 on our bond, because
Mhm.
the average case is between 50 and 75,000 as a bond.
Mhm.
Um, and sometimes some bail bondsmen now, they actually are requesting 15%, not 10. So that's why we went ahead to 100,000.
Wow.
If a bail bondsman can get you out faster, but he charges 15%, we'll go with him.
Okay. So do you guys pick the Bells bondsman?
We
Or
do.
you guys just, you guys pick the ones?
No,
Oh,
we
you don't?
do it all for you. We get you out.
Oh, wow.
We
So
just pay it. We get you out.
right. Interesting. So let's say if I was to get into a shooting and I get arrested because I keep my mouth shut. And so what my spouse would be contacting with you guys, and we'll say, okay, we got a bail bonds. She'll say, this is the bail. And you guys will say, well, find a bail bondsman. Then you guys have the bail bondsman. You guys will coordinate back and forth once she finds one. No?
No,
Yes?
we literally will handle it all for you.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh.
you don't have to worry about that at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we actually just did one in Texas not too long ago. I'm not serious, not even too long ago. And when she was apprehended and taken down, she was charged. She was being charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and she was taken to jail. We were there at her bond hearing because the judge had to issue the bond. So the judge has to say, okay, your bond is issued at X amount of dollars. Hers was at 20,000. So your bond is at 20,000. So you are released with bond at 20,000. So the attorney was standing right there. He handled everything and got her out.
Very good.
Wow, that's nice. So the person would spend what, hours instead of days in jail, So it's in and out, yeah.
And during COVID, people were in jail for months because everything was back
they
there.
wasn't setting bond. Yeah. So, I think we lost your audio. We lost your audio.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Now we hear you.
Okay,
now.
okay.
right. So 702 also said red flag laws.
Yes.
Do they help with that? Basically, is somebody was to snitch on you and say, hey, you're a danger, and they come and seize your firearms and take you to jail saying you're a danger and all this other good stuff. Do you guys help with that?
Red flag has been is so unconstitutional. I mean, there's no due process at all.
Right.
We're seeing this more and more, and absolutely we cover, because you're going to have to go to court and you're going to have your attorney stand right there next to you and tell the judge why you're not crazy, why your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend or your neighbor thinks you're crazy because you own guns or you're a member of the NRA or whatever it could be. And that's all it takes for one phone call for them to say that you're a threat to yourself. And that's enough to have them break down your door with a warrant and take the firearms out of your house. Yep.
Right. Yeah. And it's more, you see a lot more of that with guys who are 100% PTSD. And they get, especially if they're going through a nasty divorce, the wife just says something, makes some stuff up, and these guys get swatted, and it's really crazy. And then the police are going to come at a higher threat level because the guy is a 100% PTSD, and so they don't know. They thinking they're going to have a fight. Hopefully it won't happen, but one of these days it might. So
well, I mean,
it's dangerous.
I'm originally from Colorado, and that's where red flag was passed in Colorado, and
Hmm.
I understand the thought process behind it, to help those that do have mental issues,
Hmm.
but it's not going to affect them. It's affecting the law abiding citizens because they're going to use it in
Right.
that sense of just even an ex-husband or an ex-wife or
Hmm.
a neighbor. So,
Right.
and they're seeing that now. So they're trying to pull back, but it's too late. It's already out there. So
Hmm. Yeah. It's a nasty law that's only happening in certain states. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna navigate the website so you can explain that. If I figure out what I did with it. So many things up here. You got anything, Al? You want to? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Boom. All right, let's navigate this amazing website. So, anything you want to share about how we can navigate this site and find
yes,
everything?
sir. So if you just scroll down, you'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to see our pricing. And online it is a different price. So it's $15 a month,
Mm-hmm.
or $165 a year. And you can see all your coverages. It just covers you. Our terms and conditions are on the page. If anybody has any questions, they can look at that. What's nice though is if they use promo code upon signing up. So when they click on join now and they pick whatever they want, it's all menu related, whatever they
Mm-hmm.
pick. At the very bottom in the discount code area,
Mm-hmm.
if they put in Saber, Saber, they're going to get the reduced rate of $13 for monthly or $145 annually. So,
See that, guys? See
yeah,
that, guys?
no,
So
It
you would
pays to
get to,
watch.
you, all you guys listening. If you sign up tonight or the next couple of days, you use the promo code SABER, SABER, and you will get a reduced coverage.
yes,
What is it? 145 a year.
yep,
And so that is a
and
huge savings.
13 a month. Hmm.
13 a month. That's a huge savings. It's actually cheaper to sign up yearly than it is monthly. Is that correct?
It is
Yeah.
because you're also going to get 2 free months. So all of
Yeah.
the annual people get 2 free months right off the bat. So they get 14 months of coverage instead of 12.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yep.
right. So you're saving a lot more money if you guys go ahead and pay per year than you do per month. But it depends
You
on your
know,
finances. If you can't do the per year, just go with the monthly. But you can actually save 2 extra months if you go ahead and get that.
the
With that
reason
setup.
why I really, when I talk to people and I tell them it's only 145 a year,
Mm-hmm.
to sign up, people's credit cards get compromised. And when that happens, we don't have contracts. That's
Right.
something I need to really explain. We have applications. So when somebody is signing up with Right to Bear, we want you to be a member. We don't force you to be a member. We don't say
Mm-hmm.
you have to stay with us or whatever. If somebody wants to cancel in 3 weeks, they can
Mm-hmm.
cancel. They're going to get a refund of what they didn't use. It's all
Right.
prorated. So what's so nice about that is that when you do something like that, if you do the monthly and you forget, like your credit card was compromised and you forget to let Right to Bear know, we just cancel you. So we think you don't want to be a member anymore. We're not going to hound you. We're not going to send you to collections. You don't want to be a member. Well, what happens is they think they're a member. They get into a road rage incident, something.
Mm.
They think they have the coverage and they call us and go, I didn't realize my credit card didn't go through last month.
Mm.
And we're like, eh. So I tell my daughter, this is the first bill you pay every month before
Right.
Amazon Prime, before your Hulu, before
Yeah.
your, everything else you pay for your entertainment. This is your freedom.
Yeah. This is life saving.
This is
Yep.
life saving. I
Yeah.
have no money to get you out. So
Right.
Definitely freedom saving.
Right. We had a couple more questions just
So
came in.
yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
go
do
ahead,
this
Al.
one.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can the add-ons be added and canceled at any time, or do you once you get them, you have to stick with them?
You can with multi-state and or minor child. but the incident cannot happen and then say, oh, by the way, now I need bail because I'm in jail. So
Right.
you have to have the bail first.
Mhm.
So that's the one where we kind of tell everybody,
Oh my, that's funny.
pre-planning takes a little bit. But if somebody doesn't go out of town, but maybe once a year, then I
Right.
tell people, wait till you're going to go on vacation and then
Right.
call our office.
And I
you
was
can-
thinking the same thing because locally there are people who work out of state and they may work out of state for 6 months and they're going
Yeah.
back and forth during that time, and then they're back
Yeah.
in the state of Georgia for a while.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
That makes sense. 'Cause I think that's what his point was. And the other one is, you answered
What's
it.
that?
Never mind. Because the second part of it was what you answered.
She already answered it.
Omar says you have to have legal representation. And I think that was the second part of the add-ons, because the add-ons that cancel at any time, you said if you cancel and then you do need it, you're in no man's land. So you got to
I have a story.
predict what you need.
I actually have a quick story. I was at a big seminar and there was about 73 people there. And I will tell you, the entire room, everyone signed up. Everybody, except for one guy. And his name was Ray. And I talk about Ray because I met Ray about 10 years ago. And he walked up to me and he goes, "Can I please get your business card?" And I said, "Absolutely." And I gave it to him. And he said, I don't have any money right now, but I promise you, I will get it. And I said, okay, that's fine. And then he left and then he came back and he called me about 3 days later and he said, hi, I would like to sign up. And I thought, wow, awesome. Okay. And so I was going to do everything for him. And he said, well, I was just in an incident. Can you retroact?
Oh,
See,
no.
what I'm saying? So
Right.
not a
He
good
he kind of messed up.
Yes.
Yeah. He should have found that money somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
At
Exactly.
least if he couldn't do it, got on a monthly and just paid it that way. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
Instead of paying it per year.
Right.
I think we got
So one quick question: where do you add the Sabre? Is people sent me a message asking. They want to sign up, or they want
let me
to
pull the
work.
website back up.
Yep.
And we'll show them where to add it.
So select plan.
So I'm gonna select a plan.
Mhm.
Then I'll put my email address in here, guys. Everybody knows what that is. And so it'll be
Once you start filling out all of that,
yeah.
it'll be in the next.
it'll be in the next column. So I ain't filling out all that. Everybody gets to see all that. So that ain't happening.
Yeah. Knock at the door. Hey, you
Yeah.
got a beer in there for me?
Yeah, you don't want to knock on my door.
right here. If you go back to where it says order total, when you go in to put your card number, it'll say discount code
Right.
or promo code.
Yeah,
That's what-
it'll be put the Sabre in where you get ready to start paying, guys. That's what you're gonna do. So once it asks for your payment amount or your card, how you're gonna pay for it, that's what's gonna ask for any discount. You guys bought firearms online. You guys have bought ammunition online. You know where the product code goes. So it's gonna be the same thing as that, and so you can fill it out with that. But I should have did a screenshot on there. But we also do have a caveat. They do not cover membership for New York, New Jersey, and Washington.
I would.
So-
If- only if they're a resident. So if you're traveling to those states, it is covered under the multi-state coverage. We cover all. 50
Oh, okay.
states. Yep.
Okay, but if they live there, they're not covered.
That's right.
Yeah.
We can't. I mean, we
Yeah, I
just
don't
want
blame
to
you.
stay out of
I
it.
don't-
The NRA had a plan called the NRA Carry Guard,
Mhm.
and they got into.
I remember that plan.
into trouble.
Yeah.
Yep, and they're done. They're
Yeah.
out of business. They're gone.
Yep, sure
So
are.
we're like, no. So
Yeah.
Washington State, New Jersey, and New York.
All right, let's catch up with some of these chats here. WK, thank you for stopping by, WK. And WK said again, hit the thumbs up, guys, on YouTube and Rumble, please. Show us some justice on those two channels. YouTube has really been shadow banning the site, and Rumble is going nuts right now. So thank you guys on Rumble again. So yeah, he was saying where you put the discount code. We just explained that. And okay. Here's one. Strap House. Can Right to Bear be used in a combination with any other insurance?
We don't have any issues with anybody. So
Right.
we are fine. But the big thing is we give you immediately a very important phone number. That phone number, program it into your cell phone. AA Right to Bear. So it's the first thing, or oh crap,
Mhm.
whatever you want to program
Be
it
like,
as.
yeah. First
Yeah.
number to call, Right to Bear.
Yep, Right to Bear.
Yeah.
Call us. We are to you, helping you, holding your hand through the whole process. And so so you'll contact us right away. We don't need to work with anybody else because we have our system in place. So you would just call us.
Now,
We'll take care of you from
I have
the
a
beginning.
question. Do Right to Bear, when they issue out your cards, some of the companies issue out a card when you call the 911 operator and you guys got a script that you guys need to say and keep from not saying the wrong thing. Do you guys have that card too?
We sure do.
Okay.
Ours, the biggest thing is you just need to, if a law enforcement officer comes to you, the first thing I would say is, officer, I want to comply. Here's my driver's license.
Mhm.
But my attorney is on his way. I mean, as soon as you say my attorney, or you
They have
straight
to stop
to me,
talking. Right.
stop
But
talking to me.
Well, they
But
don't
most
stop
of-
talking to you. They
most
just have
of
to
them
stop
won't.
questioning you.
yeah, but most of them won't. They are
So
still
it's the holder of this card invokes their right pursuant to the 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment of the
okay.
U.S. Constitution. So we do have it written right
Okay.
here.
Okay.
And what to do after the 911 call. It's very
Mhm.
important that you don't say anything on the 911
Absolutely.
call either. You
Yeah.
just, the most important thing is where you are, describe yourself, you need police, fire, ambulance, and then you hang up.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Hang up immediately. Don't
They
give
do.
me
But they'll
nothing
tell
else
you to
yet.
stay on the line. They'll
Oh
tell you
yeah,
stay
they're
on the
trying to
line.
get all the details so you
Right.
can
And-
incriminate yourself.
Mhm. But you need to stop talking about what happened. But at the same time, what they want is just in case something else occurs while you're there.
I forgot to tell you, Al's a retired police officer, so yeah, he's his experience is coming out right now.
Yeah.
So Al, I thank you for what you
Mhm.
did. Thank you for what you do for us, because what people don't. I've most of my friends in my lifetime. I mean, literally thousands of police officers. They have told me, Lana, the FBI came out with that study in the late 80s on purpose.
Right.
Police officers are given the 3-day administrative leave. I think Georgia State Patrol just got 5. So
Mhm.
Georgia State Patrol went to 5 days administrative leave.
Where I came from is a week.
See, a week, so you can have your sleep cycles, so you can
Yep.
get yourself back to being normal. I mean, you just went through a life altering event. And so for them, for it to be questioned immediately, is most police officers look at people and say, stop talking to me. But cops today, they have a camera coming out of every orifice of their body. I mean, I don't blame them. So when that happens, you're just doing this.
Yep.
Right.
It's human nature. It's just who we are.
And a lot of times when people are in fear, the thing they do is talk. And
Yeah.
Investigators know that.
Yeah,
Well, that's
Even
how I was
some
raised.
basic patrol officers know that.
yeah, yeah.
I was
verbal-
raised that way, right? My mom and dad taught me, Lana, you're ever in trouble, you go find somebody in uniform.
Mhm.
So when I see a police officer, I see help.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. So when I see you, I grab you and I'm like, okay, so he was right here. He was trying to kill me. And you're going to go, okay, and you're listening.
Mhm.
But my shell casing is 18 feet away. Are you sure it's 2 feet from you? You know,
Right, right.
And see, what you
Yeah.
just said is also, it is not to get too far off, but it's also part of the process of remembering. And then 2 days later, you go, I wasn't 2 feet, I was actually 16 feet. And that would make more sense that the casing is 18 feet away from the incident.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's too late now because I already
But it's too
recorded
late
on
now
body
because
cam.
that's it.
Yeah.
The Miranda rights will kick in at that point.
Yeah.
correct.
And if
All
you
right,
don't
so
know
we
it by now, that's not, that's your fault.
You still remember? Yeah, you ain't got to
Oh,
say
yeah.
it. I'm just messing with you.
Oh, yeah.
So
You
we got
have the
another
right-
question.
You have the right to shut up. That's it.
That's right. We have
That's
the
it.
right to remain silent, yet we
That's
do
all
not
I
have
need.
the ability.
Yep.
All right, we got another
Exactly.
question. Another question from WK. If a person uses a prohibited firearm like a AR-15 with a pistol brace or a Glock with a switch, how would that be covered? Yes or no?
So what I always said legal weapons. I said that for a lot of years, and I
Mhm.
was corrected real quick because have you seen The Walking Dead? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what Lucille is?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Lucille.
Yeah.
So Lucille is not considered a legal weapon, right?
Mhm.
Lucille is something, no, not legal. However, if I have Lucille in my home and she's leaned up against the corner of my bedroom,
Mhm.
the bad guy is breaking into my house at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he is not there to sell me Girl Scout cookies, right? So
Mhm.
I grab Lucille and I use her and I beat him with that. It is completely a legal weapon. It's in my home and I am defending my life.
Okay.
Right.
But now my friend says to me, "Hey, Lana, we're going to go to the concert," and I grab Lucille.
You can't take Lucille out the house.
No,
Right.
because
Right.
that's not a common. I don't put Lucille on my in my holster and go to the concert.
Right.
So that would not be illegal. So to answer that question about if it's in your home and it's whatever you use to stop that threat, we will cover it. That's why it's all weapons of opportunity,
Oh, okay.
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 not the word legal.
And I think 702 said he found the product code
Yep.
box. So WK was talking about binary triggers and bump stocks too. He was
Are they
asking
Yes,
legal?
questions about that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Strap House was asking, does the right to bear do a second amendment advocate or do anything politically?
Yes, we do, especially since we are huge supporters of GOA. Gun Owners of America are who we support, and we love what they do. We will help them any chance we get. And of course, you know what just happened in New Mexico.
Mhm.
And we were right there defending our members in New Mexico, and we stand with them.
Mhm.
Cool.
So politically, absolutely.
There you go, guys. This
Great.
is a great organization, and you guys need to jump on this either tonight or tomorrow. Use product code SABER, and it will save you from $15 to $13 a month, and that's a huge savings.
Big time. It's better
And,
than 5% off.
And Strap House, he's just reiterating, yes, the 911 call is recorded, and it can be used against you in the court too. So got to be very,
Oh,
very
trust that
careful
everything
with that.
that's recorded or said after the incident is going to be used against you.
Right. Yeah. So this is excellent. You got anything you want to follow up with, Lana?
You know, I think we've covered most of it. I just, if your viewers have a moment, I'd like for them to go to a show that A&E has on the A&E channel. It's however people get to A&E. It's on Hulu. It's on their cable provider. But there's a show called Accused.
Oh, I've
It's
heard of
called
that show.
Accused, Guilty or Innocent. There
Yeah.
are 5 seasons. People want to binge watch. They can totally have fun. I'm kind of one of those freaks and I watch all that stuff. But I will tell you, if they watch season 1, episode 3, they will understand why I am so passionate about having some kind of coverage. There's a gentleman on that show. His name is Brandon. He's an amazing kid. And what that sweet boy goes through is eye-opening, and I think it's only a 45-minute documentary, and if somebody watches it from the front to the end, they'll understand why I'm so passionate about this. But it's season 1, episode 3. It's Brandon's story.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
Okay.
and your passion does flow through your words. I just want you to know that.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
And we want to reiterate again. We're on Twitch. We're still on Kick, Al.
I know.
Believe it or not. We're on
They haven't kicked
YouTube,
us
guys. And we're on Rumble. You guys, please, on YouTube. YouTube is hitting the channel and not letting the channel grow. So like the show on YouTube, ask some questions after, like and share. Rumble, we really want to thank you guys for watching the show on Rumble. We have a huge audience over there, and you guys are really doing this thing some justice and growing this channel. And we did need you guys to subscribe to the Two Alphas Talk channel. And so we need to get more subscribers on that channel and make it grow. Let's see. Also, too, we're gonna do a follow up. Oh, okay, cool. Look at this. We got one right now. 702 just signed up. Thank
That's
you.
good.
Thank you for signing up.
Thank you for signing up, bud.
And October 15th, guys, this is a way to come out and meet and greet all the instructors who are a part of Saber Team Tactical. We're going to run some shooting scenarios. We're going to have Pro 2A Tactical is going to be out there. You guys bring a lunch. We're going to be out there from 10 to 5 at Tactical Bay 1 at South River. South River is a private shooting range that's outdoors. So you cannot do just a walk on. You have to contact myself or Al, or you can sign up on the website, and you have to pay a $30 fee. If you do not pay that fee, I will turn you away.
That's just the range fee. We're not charging you, and we're going to have a great time.
Right. And we will take anybody that comes out, beginners. If you just bought your firearm, you want to come out there and get some trigger time with it, this is the ideal way to do it. And you can come out there, and if you guys want to take some classes with us after that point, we can negotiate and talk and figure out what you guys need. And this will be a pistol event only. Do not come out there with rifles. And we will not let you guys shoot those. We'll do rifles on another day.
Yep.
And
Pro 2A is going to have
their rifles
and carbine, pistol caliber rifle, pistol. The other
Caliber,
way, rifle,
PCC.
caliber, pistols. The other way around.
And they're gonna have free ammunition,
And
so you
free
guys can
ammunition,
sign up.
so you
and
get all the rifles, bullets you want to shoot through those guys.
Right. And if you don't want to stay the whole day, you don't have to stay the whole day.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just come out there and spend a couple hours with us and take off.
It's definitely worth the money if you compare that to going to an indoor range. $30 gets you maybe an hour or two. Some of these are moving it to a full day pass, but by the time you buy targets and you pay your range fee, and if you have to buy ammo, you're already past $30.
Right. And on this event, you just got to show up and be out there and have ammunition and 300 rounds and a firearm. And we're gonna have all the targets. We'll have all the setup. You can do some movement, shooting, some stationary. We're gonna have a good time.
Yep.
So look, it was something you guys need to look into and share with everybody you guys know about. If you can't make it yourself, contact somebody that you think will be capable of coming out to this and have the $30 and want to experience this. We did this when we did this
2 years
last
ago,
time.
3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago with rifles, and we had a pretty good turnout, but this time we're going to try something different.
Yep.
And we appreciate you coming on the show, Lana. This was excellent. And we got another question.
No, he was just saying that this last range trip was $75 when visiting family. Exactly. So that $30 is
when visiting family. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I haven't been to an indoor range in so long. When I do, I try to pay $25 to move out.
Yeah.
So yeah. Come out and enjoy it. If you guys are high speed shooters, beginners, intermediate, doesn't matter. Come out.
We're gonna have fun.
We're still gonna run the range like we run a regular hot bay range. And safety will be enforced strictly. So don't come out there.
Right, and don't worry about it. A lot of people get concerned with, strangers and shooting with people they don't know. We got it covered.
Yeah, it's gonna be safety.
We do it at Saber Team.
That's
It's safety first,
right.
Safety second, safety third, and everybody's responsible for being safe.
Right. So, with that, thank you for coming on the show. This was excellent.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate this. This is something I need to look into.
Yeah, I'm already switching.
No, I have
I'm waiting to
something,
get off.
and I probably need to look into switching myself, and probably save a few ducats. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I won't say who I have, but
Yeah, me neither. I was hoping that she didn't ask because I was like, I don't want to lie, but I'm already switching. Don't worry about it. Let's leave it at that part.
All right. And Omar is our other firearms instructor. He says safety first.
With an
And,
exclamation point.
He will definitely
he
be out
knows.
there, and he is an excellent instructor, and we appreciate having him on the team too. So appreciate you, Omar. And with that, guys, we got to change the music, Al. You know, we got to change the music because we're about to close out this show.
October 15th. We'll see you there.
Right. We'll see you guys on the range October 15th. Lana, you got the last word. Any last words?
Please train. If you don't understand, it's going to only help yourself. You're only going to get better if you train and get out to the range. And I'm with you at an outdoor range. Outdoor ranges, so beautiful. It's Georgia.
Right.
There you go.
Except in the summertime.
That's
All
right.
right.
Yeah,
See you guys.
He's a heated version.
I hate the heat. See you in the range.